Hi. Uh, how is everyone doing? I always turn this to live chat, but then when I watch it back, it's like there are things that I miss. Anyway, so the thumbnail card today is Yevamaya or Yevamia. It's the Hermit, number 70, Word of God creating all. It's alchemy and transformation, rules natural events, and helps with spiritual progress. Interesting. I'm gonna do the thing that I've been doing for the past few lives, and we're gonna see what comes out today. Honestly, they stretch me a little more than I'm comfortable with because I feel like I really got to sit in it to get where it's going. Because I'm like, what is this? But that's fine, and hopefully this will also be a shorter one. I may try to start Zodiacs again. I may not. We'll see where I am. I'm starting to get warm. That's fine. Okay, these are nice and shuffled. So what's going on in my world, my reality? I feel like as my channel grows, because thank you for like the 244, I think, subscribers, and for Yahoo support and shout me out. It's interesting. I feel like there's a little bit of a pressure to be something else, but hey, Dana. Hey, Eve. How are y'all? I am good. And then I was watching Amanda live earlier on Car Messages. And some of the stuff I was like, oof, girl, I've been going through the same. So I just feel like, I don't know. So I talked to Reem, and then I talked to Corey yesterday. And so I'm feeling better. Hey, sir, what is it? Sir Professor Nerdplow of the North. Sir Professor Nerdplow of the North. Hello. Good to see you here. It's crazy. And I'm like, what? And then I'm using these decks, and I'm like, wait. I feel like I was losing myself in a very imagined way. And I'm like, all that I'm being asked to do or be is me. So, and they help remind me of that. So, without further ado, or prognostication, is that the word I want? Let's see. Hey Siri, define prognostication.
Prognostication means the action of foretelling or prophesying future events.
That's not really the word I wanted, but I learned something new today. Let's see who's coming out today. Oh, okay. We got two, and they're both upright. I'm nervous. Okay, Rob, calm down. Ooh, ooh, 20,000, way. Bottom of the deck is the 9 of Gabriel, which is interesting because yesterday the bottom of the deck was the 8 of Gabriel. And I know Gabriel in this deck, I think it's the Moon card. It's about divine revelation. And there's an energy where it said it can cause destruction. But some truths have the power to do that, right? All right. What's interesting, though, is it's a farmer. The 9 of Michael is in reverse under the 9 of Gabriel. And then the 8 of Gabriel is behind this 9 of Michael. 9 of Wands upright, 9 of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is an energy. It's almost an energy of like knowing why we do the things that we do. Sometimes we're asked to do things, we're asked to do difficult things, we're asked to endure a period of waiting without necessarily knowing why. And that's what invites sometimes like worries or anxieties or anything else, right? I don't know if we're necessarily given any answers, but maybe we will be today. And I'll also try to be. I was invited. I am invited to evolve in many ways. So hey, kizzy cat, kizzy cat. I just love. Sorry, I love saying kizzy cat. Um, in ways that I will take up, I guess. So we got this Nine of Gabriel, Nine of Swords in reverse. Stay determined to move forward. Be prepared for any possibility and environmental activism. And I love that it's a farmer in this deck because, again, it speaks to what we're cultivating. And I think there's also, barring the weather, the farmer understands that it takes time for a planted seed to be ripe for harvested, right? Ripe for the harvest, right? And so there's an understanding here. Even if the farmer doesn't necessarily know what's going on within the seed, there's an understanding that it takes time. And, there are, I'm sure, worries that farmers have, but a farmer knows that all they can do is tend to the seed. The rest is on the seed. So I have two cards face down. Yeah, and that's another thing too. We got to put in the work. I tried to put in work yesterday because in my own life, there are pressures that are encouraging me to not stagnate, to not be too comfortable and then end up like not doing anything. And yesterday I woke up the night before last, I was like, I'm going to do this one thing. And then I woke up yesterday and I was like, I'm going to do the other thing. And I made preparations to go do the other thing. And so I thought they closed at 5. I was like, okay, we get there like 4:20. It's not going to take 40 minutes to sit down and do whatever. So we show up at like 4:25, 4:26. And she's like, we close at 4:30. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's not to say that I'm not supposed to do whatever. It was just interesting. But I feel too that like I get asked the question of what I want to do. Oh my gosh, the farmer. Yeah, yeah. So I was in my room yesterday. And I can't remember if I was listening to something or if I was just like half asleep or in some kind of meditative space. I don't remember. But I was like laying on my bed with my arms out. And then I saw someone like do that. And I was like, oh, that's like when someone does that, it was like two hands and they like close my hand. And it's like usually it's because they give you something. And it was a seed. And it was the miracle seed that the Knight of Pentacles has. And it came out a long time ago. But the energy of a miracle seed is that it can grow into whatever. But miracle seeds need like miracle soil and miracle water. And it's like they don't really, but even though it's a miracle seed, you don't want to plant it in or throw it on concrete. Like LB said, it's like throwing seeds on concrete. In one of her readings recently, my memory is whatever. And it was like, it also reminded me of the seed that Miss Remy Healings got in Elvia's Untitled Tarot. That Miss Remy Healings got in some of her Taurus videos. I think the latest one and the one before that one. And it's like it grows in the depths and evolves as we do. But the real takeaway was that whatever I want to grow from the seed will grow from the seed. But anytime I face an energy like that, it's like, okay, but what do I want? I'm like, I don't know. And then I was like, oh, the yellow electric seed year just started. So, that makes sense. 6 of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Sayalaya or Sayaliyah. It's God who stirs all men, motivation, lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. Six of Cups energy. I don't know. Anyway, Miracle Seed came yesterday. And also, because I'm less resistant in my spiritual life, and because I'm less resistant to spiritual growth and development and evolution and stuff like that, I feel like my personal life or physical life doesn't have to be what I needed it to be before. And it opens me up to pursue a different path that I really enjoy. Um, and that also plays a little bit nicer into all that I want. So all I got to do is, stop being lazy and actually do stuff. So anyway, I got two face-up cards. I don't know what they are yet. I put them on opposite sides of this Nine of Gabriel. I want to get at least one for each of these. And I want it to be face down. I don't want to know yet. And we will discover it together. Oop. Okay. Hey, there we go. I'll give it two more to see if anything else wants to come out. Nope, that's it. All right. And then we'll come over here to the right side. Oops. Okay. All right. Ooh, that's three cards. Bottom of the deck is Lelahel, the Knight of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about the Knight of Pentacles with the Miracle Seed. This is the Praiseworthy God, number 6. It's Light of Understanding, activates knowledge, and cures illness. Okay. So I am actually going to timestamp this because why not? And I'll do the left side and the right side. And I'll say 12:34 because why not for the left? And let's start on the left. So the left side is the Seven of Michael upright, which is the Seven of Swords energy. So I'm going to scroll through here and see where the Seven of Swords is upright. Five of Swords, Nine of Swords, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords upright is Hahasiah. It's Netzach, Moon in Aquarius, Gemini, 11 to 15 degrees, Decan rulership of Venus, ruled by Archangel Haniel. So I'm actually going to do this and see what HCHSH is. Or haha. I don't know how to. Is this one of the ones I couldn't find before? No, it's right here. So, haha, hecha, shaya, secret and impenetrable. So this is the angel to the alchemists and mystics, assists in the revelation of mysteries and wisdom, aids in the discovery of the philosopher's stone to those who are worthy of such knowledge. An angel who loves deeply plant life, animals, and minerals. I feel like I've seen this one before. So that's interesting. And there is, in the picture, there's someone approaching a forest. Can you see? Can you see it? Is it dark? And there's Archangel Michael. They're at a crossroads. Actually, it looks like they've already decided to go into the forest. And I can't tell if Archangel Michael is directing them the other way or if Archangel Michael is giving them the strength to go through the path that is less, airy and bright. But since it loves plant life, and since it is the angel of the alchemists and mystics, it feels that it's almost like there's an initiation of some sort. Like Archangel Michael is going to show this person, like, you can eat these berries, you can't eat those berries, this is what this plant is, and da 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 da. Maybe even telling him the true name of the plants. And it reminds me of, I shared it 1 second. I took the picture. It reminds me of A Wizard of Earthsea, I think is the title of it. Book 1 in the Earthsea series. And I'm pretty sure it's in here. I'm still a little singy, so here it is. So someone was talking about the true name of a plant, and the berry thing makes you think of Blue Lagoon. What is blue, like Creature of the? No, that's the Black Lagoon. So it says, when you know the furfoil in all its seasons. Okay, there it is. When you know the forefoil in all its seasons, root and leaf and flower, by sight and scent and seed, then you may learn its true name, knowing its being, which is more than its use. What, after all, is the use of you or of myself? Is God Mountain useful or the open sea? Okay, it's an old movie. Gotcha. And so there is also that energy of like, knowing its true name, knowing its being, which is more than its use. And I feel like for us, sometimes we can be of a mind that we're worth as much as we can offer to other people. And so sometimes, in order to prove our worth, or in order to feel like we have, value, or our sense of self worth may be based on how we serve others. And so there may be times where maybe if we're asked to withdraw, it may inherently challenge our self worth because now we're not in service. Now it's like we may feel that we depreciate in value. But it's about knowing you. And maybe that's what this is. This is an internal route rather than an external one. And it gives me that Ouroboros energy again. But it's an energy of facing those harsh or difficult truths. Oh, look. Hiya, yell. 10 of Cups came out, number 71. God, Master of the Universe. This is Divine Warrior. Confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. Is this a harp head? Hey, Jessica. How are you doing? It's like backwards, but... And see, look, there's a young child there, too. Is he getting punished? Is he getting spanked? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't think so. No, he's not. Where's my book? I'm going to read this one. Oops. Where is the book? Here it is. Let's see what this is about. Hayayel? Yeah, it is Hayayel. I'm learning to pronounce these a little bit. Let's see if I can read it. It's in the realm of angels. I will greatly praise the Lord with my mouth. Excuse me. Yea, I will praise him among the multitude. One born under Hayayo's influence will have a lot of energy. They will love the military and be distinguished by bravery, talents, and actions. Hayayo confounds the wicked and provides deliverance from oppressors. So there is an energy here of apprenticeship, which again goes back to that initiation and like learning the forest, right? The berries and the twigs and the trees and the leaves and all of its seasons and knowing them beyond their use. And any more than that is not for me. That's a y'all thing. But maybe it's to be aware. And maybe you're in the middle of this cycle because the Nine of Gabriel, Nine of Wands energy is at the bottom of the deck. There's a Fool energy here. But I don't want to use this deck. This is a warrior. Do I have a warrior tarot? I don't think so. I could grab the Tarot Apocalypses or the Mystical Dream Tarot. No. I'll grab the Spirit Keeper's Tarot. And I'm actually. So there are 3 Fools in this deck. And I'm going to pull around all of them. But I'm not going to do that right now. So maybe I'll end this and make it a separate video. Because it's going to be long. It's probably going to be a while. I got to look at 3 different Fools. One of them has just started the journey, the initiate. Another is along their journey, but they're in need of guidance or assistance because they've kind of sort of worked through everything that they knew to work through. And that's the seeker. And then there's another who's basically completed the journey, who is now in a position almost of starting from the beginning, but with a higher understanding. And that is the keeper. And so I'm going to do that after this. But yeah, there's just an energy here of learning the tools of your trade and your craft and all of the skills and stuff that requires. And it's a guided process. And I feel like that goes back to the Eight of Pentacles in Rob, Russ, and Reem on Rob Tarot's channel, Rune Rakers. Maybe it was Vane. I think it was Vane. And it's funny because it seems like the energy of Vane Weathercock is coming out a lot. But it's that energy where like the things that work for other people may not necessarily work for you. But there's something for you to bring to the world. And you're going down of this path, right? And then maybe you can be in a position to help others that more aligned to this, whatever this is for you. So maybe I won't go looking. I'll think about it. I'll ask Siri. If Siri says heads, I'll do it. If Siri says tails, I won't. Hey Siri, flip a coin. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Tails.
Oh, not gonna do it. All right. Yeah, don't need to. I think that was it. Because I feel like it would defeat the purpose if I then tried to pull cards to tell you how to do whatever you're being guided to learn how to do for you. So follow your guidance. Yeah, it has been. And like authenticity and things like that, right? So this next one, that was the left side. On the right side, and I'm gonna say this is like 2510 by the time I finish typing it. 2510, right. Excuse me. So the card is the Four of Gabriel. Okay. It's a Four of Wands energy. This is interesting. I'm intrigued. 2, 3, 4. Four of Wands upright is Haziel. It's in the Sephira of Chesed or Chesed. Venus in Aries. This is Leo 11 degrees to 15 degrees. Decan rulership, Jupiter. Ruling angel Jophiel. Chesed is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right arm. Let's see. Oof. Is it right arm? I don't know. Well, I feel like I want to see who it is. So maybe it's important. Maybe not. All pieces lead to the construction of something. Oops. Chesed or Chesed is right hand empathy. So this is the Sephira that this falls under, the orb in the tree of life. It's the fourth one. Chesed, Chesed, the fourth emanation, the hand that embraces, the healing tears brought on by the forgiveness of sins, each kindness repaid in kind. Chesed's force pulls humanity together, allowing peace to exist between us. This is the power to look inside the hearts of those around us and see what we are truly and see that we are truly alike. Our need for love and kindness is an essential part of our existence and transcends all other differences we might have. The blue orb's embrace extends across all existence. Chesed is at the very center of the pillar of mercy, defining its core characteristic and forming an extreme opposite to its female counterpart, Gevura. The two arms of the tree extend in opposite directions. Chesed pulls tight so that Gevura cannot push away. This wrestling match cannot be won by either side, yet the struggle itself is meaningful because it is the struggle that defines our morality. This is found in kindness, charity, and love. Okay. Well, it's the fourth one, so I'm not too surprised by that. Venus in Aries is definitely, an interesting energy, Venusian and Martian. Um, oh, the angel. Let's see. Haziel, HZL. Haziel or Hazael. Merciful. Well, there we go again. The energy of mercy is prevalent. It facilitates mercy, favors those who are mentally and emotionally resilient, extends pardons to those who have otherwise done wrong but are penitent, loves and protects outcasts, vagrants, and vagabonds. Oh, I'm doing it. Because the vagabond is the Five of Pentacles, I think. And the Five of Pentacles energy is interesting because a lot of times it's us feeling isolated and separated in a situation that either A, we don't need to be, or B, that we feel that we shouldn't be, right? It's the beggar outside of the church. And if the beggar would knock on the door, the church would give them food, water, shelter, whatever they needed. But sometimes it can also be like an energy of fallout within a family or something like that, right? A place where we should find love and acceptance, but that we don't. So a card came out and it's Apocalypse, which is judgment. And there we see the tree of life with the Alpha and Omega. There's a lion right there. We see people raising up from the graves. And there's something that's being parted. I've never really noticed it before, but it feels like there's a curtain on both sides. Oh, this will be the middle one. Okay. So let me find the vagabonds. And I feel like this energy has come out before. Because I remember saying it's like this angel is buying out your karma so that you don't have to complete the cycle. So the Two of Cups and the Eight of Cups came out on either side of the vagabond. And it said, like if you're penitent, hey, Penelope, if you're penitent, then you don't have to go through with the fullness of the sentence. Oh, apocalypse. It's not as shocking as it may sound, I don't think. But it kind of is. Because I feel like more so this apocalypse, it feels like a tower, but a good tower. And it feels like it leads to a completely different set of experiences. Because again, like this angel of mercy pardons those, it extends pardons, and it sort of forgives the penitent. And so there's this energy where maybe we're punishing ourselves for things that we did in the past that we don't necessarily need to do anymore. That's why all of this mercy energy is coming forward. Excuse me. So, this is how I'm going to do this. There's these two here. Ooh! The Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Wait. The one in the middle, which is the Nine of Pentacles and Apocalypse. And then the one on the right, which is the Empress and the Eight of Cups. It's funny that the 10 and the 9 of Pentacles are together, because in this deck, the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles are together as well. I was flipping through them, and the Dynasty and the Defector are the Dynasty and the Eminence are together. Between the Three of Wands and the Moon card. 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. We got 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, the Empress here. So yeah, this is that seeker energy again. It feels like before we set out, there was some kind of blooming rose, girl. Hey, Rebecca. No problem. I feel like I'm not even paying attention. I know, right? Girl, I got there's lots of new faces now. Hey, Virg. The seeker was on your mind yesterday. Oh, wow. It feels like at the beginning of our journey, we received some kind of prophecy with this Three of Wands. And maybe it told us about down here. I don't know where we are now, but it feels like we may be, maybe we feel that we're wandering a bit. Not all who wander are lost. But it's that seeker energy, and I guess I'll just go and find them because, why not? I already got the deck here. I missed you too. Welcome back. I hope everything's been well or well enough. Let's see. And so it feels like we may feel that we need a little bit more. But so the Seeker came out between the Page of Wands and the King of Swords. It feels like whatever answer we're seeking or whatever question we're asking, the answer is for you to be in your power with the Archangel Commander. And maybe there's a little bit of something that, and it doesn't even necessarily be that we did something in particular. It could be an energy that's like, how did I get so far off my path? I should have kept doing whatever I was doing. And it's like, forgive yourself for that, right? Life happens. Sometimes part of your path is to not be on your path and to find your way back to your path, only to realize that something that you found while you were wandering and meandering, you need, or it benefits you in some way. You were reflecting on how grateful seekers are when they find each other and agree to walk the path together. Oh, that's community. Community is gorgeous. Just experiences. um, hey Jenny. I don't know. I feel like I was in the void before I was in the void. And part of me feels like I'm still kind of in the void, partially because it feels like when I was talking about the miracle seed earlier, it feels like my universe is waiting on me to make a decision and to start to move. Partially. Also, I've been just kind of sort of comfortably floating. Now, the night before last, I felt like the void. I was like, oh, like not really feeling much of anything tonight. Okay. I'll go to sleep. Hey, Ariel. And then I'll wake up. And then after I woke up with an answer. Um, so for me personally, like there have been enough points in my journey that have been quiet that I'm like, okay. So I'm just gonna do the little bit of what I feel and just write the rest out. So personally, um, I don't know, Penelope. It's an interesting question. So we have three different paths. And we'll start with the one in the middle since Apocalypse came out first. So this is Yahuwah, Nine of Pentacles, the Omniscient God. This is submission to higher order, identifies traitors and destroys their plans. Ooh, oh my gosh, this energy is intense. Submission to higher order and identifies traitors and destroys their plans. That's the one that came out with Apocalypse. But also, I think that's the parting of the clouds. Not clouds, but the curtain. I think that's why it's like this curtain is open now. Maybe we're going to be seeing things that we weren't necessarily seeing before. Maybe, yeah, it feels like because we're seeing things that we didn't necessarily see before, we have more choice than we had before. There's more freedom than there was before because it's almost like very like wizard. Oops, it's this very Wizard of Oz energy. Oops, well now it's in reverse. It's this very Wizard of Oz energy. It's like now we're seeing that the wizard is really just a man with a fog machine and a projector. And it feels like with this Nine of Pentacles energy, there was a wall there that we couldn't like go past or get beyond because we couldn't see beyond the curtain. So maybe there's a little bit of a parting of the veil energy here. Yeah, exactly, Dana. I'm like, whoo, this like wait. Your internet has been out since yesterday? No. Well, I'm glad to hear from you. Hey, Corey. Durka Durka. I don't know what that means, but this is intense. I was like, oh, like I don't think this apocalypse energy is that intense, y'all. Like it feels like, but again, because I was saying it feels like this energy of like where we're, what did I say? It felt like that we're going to be living a different set of experiences now, and it feels like that energy is still here. Oh my gosh, this is Master number 33. Woo! Submission to higher order, though. So Mm. Ooh, 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 ooh. Is that a flaming heart emoji? Where do you find that? Yeah, it is in a good way. Oh, Eve's. Which one? Which one of Eve's readings? I watched the Taurus one earlier. Is it really Dana? I'm like, that's not what I was expecting. I was like, oh, like I think I like this, and then it was like, I'm like, okay, all right. So Yehuia is the energy of this angel. I mean, it is holding a spear and a shield, though. And it's interesting that it's a spear and a shield instead of a sword and a shield. Usually, like whenever I've seen a spear user, they don't have a shield. They don't need a shield because their thing is to put enough distance between them and their opponent that they never get close enough. But unless this is a removed shield, maybe it snatched somebody else's shield and it's about to poke them. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. This is real take it as it resonates territory. The Great Task. Okay, yeah, I watched the Taurus one earlier today too. I was like, okay, that's not too bad. The ancestry is bringing new divine DNA for us. The message came through for star seeds last night. Ooh, Pokemon. Wait, 33 rings true. With your grandma, ancestry energies are here heavy for you. Okay. Yahuwah, the all knowing God, powers at Psalms 94 and 11. The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. The person born under the influence of this angel will love to fulfill all the words of their estate, all the works of their estate, sorry. The person born under the influence of this angel will love to fulfill all the works of their estate. Speaking of the great task, right? The magnum opus. Yahuwah will help recognize traitors and destroy their projects and their machinations, and protects all Christian leaders and makes their subjects obedient. That last part, for me personally, just it hit a little weird. And it reminds me of when Jesus went to the temple. It was after he cursed the fig tree, right? Where he went to the temple, and inside the temple he found like people selling like olive branches or something like that, and then he cast them out. It's like they were bringing like their vanity and their greed and other things into the church, and Jesus cast them out, and that's when they began to plot to kill Jesus because he was disrupting the business. And it's like that's a whole Jesus Christ, you know? But they didn't care. And I feel like a lot of times, or sometimes, you'll see sentiments of like, if Jesus came back today, would his ideologies and philosophies receive the same love that we give the Jesus of then? And it's this energy of how far, and that's what kind of sort of came out a little bit yesterday. It's an energy of how far we've actually come from the teachings. And a traitor is one who publicly says that they serve one cause, but privately works against it. So, oof. Anyway, he threw their tables and publicly shamed them for their commercial exploitation of the temple and faith. Yeah. Thank you, Penelope. Because, like, yeah. And he was like, And they were not pleased. And I talked about the monopolization of spirituality and the monopolization of friction when I went live with Corey. It just sort of came up. I was like, this feels like the monopolization of, but that it didn't necessarily feel like selling. It felt like you have to do this, and that to be XYZ. When it's like there are many paths. And as we conform more and more and more, as we fall deeper and deeper and deeper into someone else's pocket, there's a chance that going to the other side of this, we separate ourselves more and more and more from the divine truth within us. And that's where I'm going to leave that. So on the left side, we have the Ten of Pentacles, Monadel, and the joined one, Two of Cups. And this says Abyssus and Bissum and Wokat. The depths of me call to the depths of you. This is like deep connection. But, we'll see. So Manadel, number 36, which is a 9. We just had 33, which is a 6. Or, master number 33. And it don't break down. Oh, why am I holding this card? So Manadel is the honorable God. Inner and outer work helps one keep their job, protects against disasters. And here's another one. Well, this one has a sword and a shield, but it's standing on top of this swirly circular thing. Manadel, the honorable God, it's in the sphere of power, Psalms 26 and 8. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house and the place where thine honor dwelleth. Yeah. Okay. This angel helps you to keep your employment and maintain your means of livelihood, serves against disasters, and delivers prisoners. Manadel gives light to distant people who have received no news for a long time, and will bring exiles back to their native land and uncover lost or stolen belongings. So there's an energy here of reunion or a reconciliation. And again, especially in this deck, the Ten of Pentacles holds the Tree of Life. The Void. Wait. You need this angel. This angel, I feel like they're like, even yesterday, there's this energy of angels who like liberate prisoners or who stand with the falsely accused or something like that. Like those have been coming out. But there is an energy here of like the exiled returning. Gives light to distant people who have received no news for a long time. It almost feels like the hawk flying out of the portal. What, the 144? I feel like I saw that. The honorable God. There's an overall energy here of things being righted. And of things returning to a balance. Yeah. And there's a lot of like past life, ancient, ancestral things that are coming back. Things that have been viewed in a certain way, where the narrative has been fixed in a certain way to make dark or make evil. And it reminds me of like the Nicene Council, when a bunch of dudes got together to decide which books of the Bible would be canon and which books of the Bible wouldn't be. And so it's almost from its inception, there's been an agenda behind which words of God are allowed and which words aren't, to mold and shape and form society in certain ways. And the Bible's been rewritten. We know that. Rewritten to include some things and to exclude other things. And again, it's that energy of where the judgment is going to come down. Of those who were commercializing and selling in the temple, of the ones who would use something holy and twist it into something that would drive separation and division and bloodshed and stuff like that under the name of a God who was supposedly about love, who would outcast and exile those who don't deserve it. And so that's the thing here, right? With the vagabond, those outside of the church who are supposed to be able to find refuge in it, but who don't. Oh my gosh. What is this? Like, I know what this is, but I'm like, why? Why me? That's fine. So on the right is the Empress, Mihail, number 48, which is a 12, which is a 3. So we got a 3, a 33, and a 9. We have a 3, a 6, and a 9. 48 is 3 from on the right. In the middle, 33 is a 6. And then on the left, 36 is a 9. But there's also this energy where it's like we have to do something to a master number that we typically don't do, which is add the numbers together to get the 6. And then we have to go through the 48 to get the 12 and then the 3. So that we got to go through this one twice. And so there is an energy here that it's about stretching truth thin, like really thin. It's like it's an energy of filler, but it's truth used as a filler. No, the filler is all of the extra stuff. We we went to Burger King and got some sandwiches the other day, and I'm just enjoying my sandwich. But my mom is like, "Ooh," and so she looks at it. She's like, "Does this look like chicken to you?" And I was like, "No." So there was like this much chicken and then like that much filler to make the sandwich even bigger, right? And I was like, well, it was good, so I just ate it. And she took out all the filler. But it's also that energy again. It's like if you have just enough truth in it, and it came out yesterday. If you have just enough truth, a lot of times we'll buy the whole thing. And so it's been stretched thin, it's been diluted, parts of it have been omitted. What, Remy? Oh, okay. I thought she was in here. You've been thinking about what scale karma works in our lives. Will we even know when or why we receive good or bad karma when it can come from past lives? That's a good question, Rebecca. And I think sometimes things clear in a way that we may not necessarily be aware of. And so in some ways it's helpful to know, but also like the angel here is the angel of mercy, right? And I'll read that one again. Oops. Merciful, facilitates mercy, favors those who are mentally and emotionally resilient, extends pardons to those who have otherwise done wrong but are penitent, loves and protects outcasts, vagrants, and vagabonds. And then that's this energy again with, welcoming back the exiled. But it's like as long as you're penitent, as long as you're in that heart space and operating differently, then right now it's like those energies are sort of clearing themselves. But let's get down here to Mihail, which is it's Michael without the C. If you think, I don't know if that means anything. Probably doesn't, but it's interesting, right? So, Mihail, God, Father, the generous. Oh, so these are like in gold, and that's where they're hard to read. The Lord hath made known his salvation. His righteousness hath he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. Oh, wow. Those born under Mihail will be passionate for love and will love walking and all pleasures in general. Mihail preserves the peace between married couples and gives protection, premonitions, and secret inspirations. This is fertility and fruitfulness, assures peace between married couples. And see, there's this energy. This is interesting. What is this? Because it's offering a cup of water to the snake in the tree. And it's like petting it. Fertility and fruitfulness assures peace between married couples. And then this one came out with the defector, which is Saturn and Pisces. Eight of Cups. There's some interesting ties between these cards. So with the first two from left to right, we have the two snakes. And then they grow these bird heads and wings, right? We see the two snakes coiling around the Lion of Judah up here. And then the two snakes coiling around, but then they turn into these pelicans with the angel wings, and there's the curtain parting. Pelicans, egrets, ibises, I don't know. But then in this card, there's one bird. And so there's like two, and then a solitary one here. But this is the one that ensures peace between married couples. And so you would also think that there's a joined energy here. But there isn't. Hey, Rhea. I feel like this goes back to that energy. There's an energy here of feeling undeserving. Because here's the angel of like fertility and fruitfulness and that protects marriages. And here's someone walking away from that. And with Saturn and Pisces, Pisces is it's a Jupiterian energy. It's ruled by Jupiter, traditionally, modernly Neptune, right? And even Neptune, it's misty and foggy, and no one knows what it is. But Saturn, it's like Saturn's interaction with Jupiter could leave us feeling restricted in a space where we want to feel expansion. But Saturn's interaction with Neptune can bring clarity to the otherwise ethereal. It's like Saturn's interaction with Neptune would make the spiritual dense enough to experience physically. And so there is an energy here that is like, it's almost choosing the narrative that you want to buy into. But coming off of all of this, it's an energy of feeling the truth of the divine, no matter what the story, like the propagated story is. Because there will be some systems of belief, some systems of thought that would make us feel less than, when it feels like the divine wants us to feel whole and complete. And maybe that's our own beliefs. And so we, again, it's like we continue to walk away from these, and like it's the defector. So it feels like typically this card has a different meaning, but today it's feeling like this is perfectly fine. Whatever this is, it's protected. And again, with this angel offering the snake in the tree a cup, it's like that it goes against what we may think that the would like right, because the snake was cursed to slither on its belly after the goings down in the Garden of Eden. So why would an angel now be coming and offering that snake a cup of water? I'm gonna look around the Nine of Cups for some clarification because this eight plus the one that the angel is holding is a nine. Honestly, this one is the most like wait. I don't know. Could the married couple energy be energy for navigating our own internal polarity? It could be. You're supposed to be being silent right now. Okay. Because nothing is what it seems. It's conscious information. It's difficult to learn to listen. Yeah. Do I want to shuffle this? I do a little bit. It doesn't feel like they're together yet. So I'm shuffling the deck before I go looking for this Nine of Cups. There's also a little bit of an energy that protects, like if you're in a marriage situation, like your marriage is protected, but it feels more so because the defector is here. Maybe it isn't necessarily even about two people. Maybe it's about you and your future self, you and your higher self, you and your potential. And the pathway of you realizing that potential and embodying all those things that you're going to embody is protected. And anything that would come to stand against that is going to have to face these other energies. Oh, snap. Okay. Bread of Life, Ace of Pentacles just came out. And it's interesting because they're heading in opposite directions. This reminds me a little bit at the end of the Rob, Russ, and Reem Runerakers, where it was like one person is Eight of Cupsing, the other person is Ten of Wandsing, maybe, and they find each other with the Lover's card. But it feels like she's on a journey with this in mind. Angels know how thirsty you get eating dust, even if you're a snake. Exactly. Hey, mean Marceline, Vampire Queen. We offer it to everyone, even those who has transgressed. Thank you, Marceline, because that's literally the angel. That's literally the energy of this angel of mercy. To those who are penitent, it offers mercy. It offers forgiveness. It offers a clearing of karmic debt. That's it. That's it. In a snaky sound. Oh, Eve, yes. I'm still gonna look at the Nine of Cups, but I feel like that was it. So thank you, because I was like, wait, is this? Oops. Ooh. Okay. The Nine of Cups is between the Blind Seer and the Magus. The Two of Swords and the Magician. The Angel was at the bottom of the deck. Oh, with the two cups. Okay, word. There's an energy of purification for the penitent here. And I feel like it takes me back to that past life or ancestral karma energy, not caramel. This is one of my favorite Two of Swords cards because the energy on this Two of Swords to me is like it's an energy of us taking the judgment of the divine or following the divine, even when we don't necessarily see where it's going to lead us, but being firm in that. Right. Also, we see two pillars with two ankhs. And at the bottom of the deck, it's right here. The angel has an ankh around her neck, and she has the 2 cups, right? Oof. And under her is discernment, the 2 of wands. Again, 2 pillars, 2 wands, 2 columns. And there's also a high priestess energy here. But on the other side of the wishing well 9 of cups is the magician. This is the moon in Libra, Jupiter in Pisces, and then Mercury in the magician. This is a heavy mental energy. This is a renewed mind. A mind that is free of all of the back and forth here. Because it feels like we receive through the crown, but there's the message, it gets warped in the mind. It gets lost in the mind. Somehow. I feel like this is an energy of accepting forgiveness. This is the forgiveness for the penitent. Again, that's exactly what this is. So thank you. Who was it? Marceline, I think, maybe. Maybe also Jenny, for those who said it. That's what this is. And it's like, we can still have everything that we dreamed and wished for. Sometimes going off path is part of the path. It's part of the journey. And we can be there to extend compassion and kindness and forgiveness to others as well. And it's like there's something about the power of compassion and the power of forgiveness and the power of kindness that can bring balance with this Libra energy to the subconscious realm, to the internal realm of others with the moon, where it can help them find peace with themselves in order to reclaim all that is for them to really have in this life, right? Ace of Pentacles and the Magician energy. To not create and recreate situations based off of, there's an energy that's like, it feels like it's like it experiences things that aren't great and it views it as like karmic balance. And not to say that it's not, but also at the same time, we don't have to punish ourselves, especially if we're penitent. That's why the forgiveness and the mercy is offered to us by the divine. You don't have to continue to pay for those things, right? Always use your internal guidance yourself, right? Because, who am I but a dude here? But yeah. Oh my gosh. Anoretic Mars opposing anoretic Jupiter today, 29-29 on the 29th. On the 29th. So this energy feels wild and magical. What does anoretic mean? I don't know what that means, but Mars is in Leo. Yeah. About to go into Virgo. Mars in Leo, Jupiter and Aquarius. It just went back into Aquarius. So you felt like a firecracker yesterday. Accomplished so much in such a great mood. Hey, feels pretty much the same today, but it's only 7:25 a.m. Oh, okay, gotcha, Penelope. It's in the last degree. I've heard about that. All right, so that's what I got. I hope you all have a good whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that whatever you need along your journey and path, be it forgiveness, self-forgiveness, guidance, direction, compassion, love, companionship, or community or friendship, I hope you find it. This was interesting today. No problem. Woo! See, that's what I was like with these cards, and it's okay for me to stretch myself every now and then, but I'm just like, whoo, wait. Sometimes it's a journey, but we get there. Goodness. All right. I will catch you all later. I love you so much, and I am so thankful to all of you. More than I can even comprehend sometimes. Bye.